aba Adom Badwam fitness segment nie your friend me Kofi Bepra aka Chiro aka you can do it yours freshest me do ya ka ho this year no your science over twa apomodin no and your tenetene apomodin na there won't say mete we mo friend the couch and sofa one in one me dey me share that name ni din but the what the American ase and one no and na me dey buy exercise no will be all there also kotena baako so na hwede me pese me de won se matena se fe simple and one na mama me muso simple we squat but me use we couch no to aid me a single way no to aid me me ye ka aid a che se me de boa me ho ama pressure no a me de ebe to me lower we no torso no so no ebe kofon enti me science so sorry bi enwa no no na matena se na enwa no no na matena se na enwa no no na matena se na enwa no no na matena se enti wusu udi mechi a bonsa by now the quadriceps no quads no ene o hamstring no ene o calf no soleus no ene o tibia responde very very simple. Here science so baba yebio afa ye be 4 times. Into we say there in 4 times. You can do what? Yankwe 1 2 3 4 now I smile now everything no I feel our body kakra feel on kakra ma wakoma en toyem exercise no na work and happiness we exercise here say o ma we nije no yeah science twice yeah 4 bio on say there me 9 posture net here and ye bebre and so I mean 2 mo normal into so be mu sa oh yes sir and I saw beji awon and here no na me hu ejuma sesia nti yankwe 2 3 4 5 no dey the beche bonsema so to me ya no bonsema ma ho nti we wi aye church be say de bia pen bia no obeye abre bia no obeye sometimes the tree no mfa nche me ba me guso abre bia se wo ye afi no meti osa no hwe se me pese me ye ko exercise kakra ewo ha nti wuze mama me nan no so sa na me de esifo me pese me ba edge no na isa me mic na ye ha me enso me yere me ho aye a kire mo tie no twu na enu ko enum a wa bende na wa twa ko enim na wa bende na wa twa ko enim na wa bende na wa twa ko enim na wa bende mo se okọ o mid section no pen bi mo fra me amo se yefuso ye pese edwo nkakra o de cardiovascular exercise no esiso a na why a core exercise no kakra no under the calisthenics division in the sia no obehu se we fu no emu ejiji kakra enye inside but muscle na agasa enti eni bi a friend stomach exercise a friend dey core exercise and to us where after chum boom chum boom chum boom chum boom chum boom chum boom and run new rhyme am the aba chum boom me pese bet is obi ya dia kobo dwumo mi na de ba ya copyright okay and see science what was so my mienu utumi ye bi abonse ma ho enu anu no exercise ye koko nti afi ye koyenim ya we ye easy mind no me ma ye for no na chere se obetumi aye ato aso o me dumbbell no ya ye we yenim nti na still me share me gloves no we a sitting shoulder press intimatio hwe and the dumbbells na nam di adwuma nti wa hu enu ani uni dumbbell na wo de water bottle na bottle water no over the same sizes no we use and now weight bi awo a balance no na we use nti wo hu said amaye no afi ma chia na sa eno so sa na ma drop it. Me drop ya hwe de me ye. Me squat. Inti me dey sorry. Yanko bio. Once afi ma ba fie. Ma ba form. Me san so cross bio. 1. 2. 3. 4. Inti weight bi a wo no. So opese o the extra weight. Eka wo body weight in ho a. Uso won semu ene unsemu. Na afi wa sorry ejina ho. Won say there so workout near very relaxed. Now so di echi a obo say yeah easy. Me say so ba be repeat there me here no bio. Eno ne saying me a shoulder press no na my squat no aka. Inti fa yankwa di mechi fa ho jimu. Ebeboa yanko 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 koko won say afa me this speed kakra bam me the rhythm eba mo ti afa me wie shoulder press no maybe sorry my agre yanko 1 2 3 4 5 na afa ma drop it ma drop it no wa jiwa home so refreshing me see say wo nsu a na wa sepe kakra na wa jiwa home kakra When said the American oxygen come mu na me de carbon dioxide ni pie ti sesi ano me ma ye me ho afan osu wudi mechi a sa sesi ano hwe me be kele but then from my side until we wait be our crown sa na de be wo I say bo me boka krebi no na me yi na me yi for the forearm and then me biceps no and then me triceps no we ebeboa ti machira o that's it so uni weight bia free weight and one free hands o bottle water obetum dia ye uni bottle water sa na tie won say meeting be free no me so na hydrate me wi am ko no nsuo bebre me producer better be 2 big bottles na mama me sorted we order ma ko lunch yankwe 1 2 come on 3 you can do it 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 she koko bumuchum sa bumuchum you can do it bumuchum you can do it me person me say obi di akotonjom me sere mo me nam de ba ye you heard it here first enti ya da was say wa join here ama ya exercise ya frame me coffee paper aka chiro aka you can do it that penda be san so ehia bibia ni ho a e wo exercise mo a yentu mboa wo won fanko bye bye.
Ye kan nyina bom ka se ye de aseda ene manyankopon fi se enenso ode adekye adom ye baabi bia wo hwe bedwam dwumade bia busua ye mo ache eda se ye gidi sa adom no so nti wo ye ene ye wukuada ya tena se ede bedwam dwumade e ba besomo ebi kura na ene de edikan wo hwe bedwam a se dwumade botaya ne se ye bewura fiefiem ne ede fie nkomo na afa ya manyosem no so ya hwese de eko agukansie mo nsem wom ena afa ene so akoye wukuada ahosepe ho nsem sister Sandy be a guy or the bebro style be bi anopai me din de ma mechra diamond me ne enuanom afia mankwata maklo ena emanua be ma wono so wo ma my hene kwabena asante.
Well, that's only more. Teacher, Nibia, I'm in a child, dear Peters. Just pray to God for your male child because if Yamankwa and her brother are from Ahafo, also, they have both male and female children. I am also from Ahafo, Sankore. I have male and female. You are from Kenya in Ahafo, so you will soon get your male child.
Amen. What kind of say the Jidia so?
And I was say Emmanuel,
Emmanuel Bema.
only memo.
Debbie, Emmanuel Bema, oh ma. Uti hewe Emmanuel Bema. Also as our woman, just so the mad. Oh, but say nyame the mad one, nyame show.
Yeah. So
because the Biaba will be some joke.
So Baba Fee.
No,
the second one Baba Fee. Anyway, yes, that will be my to my. I say I feel no journey. This is the ultimate.
That more can I say no pay.
Yeah.
Me did the mammy child diamond. I'm saying you already say. I say, oh, cause I don't pay me did.
What is a baby? Almost a baby.
Yes, a circle. And see,
that's all she do. You have to be 5% because of ability.
Your time no call. But now your champion more conductor. Your birthday. Mina, Amofa. Happy birthday, Mrs. Ochiame.
Mina, no, I sack of a kingdom. It is a
Mina. If your papa be, I will point you on your casepa, your castle bar, a virtuous woman. Ochiame, you're day.
Or dance.
Or a beer, yeah, or your bar, or your yes.
Or ye yere or ye
dear. Or your Mr. Pa, Ubi Uncle Johnny.
Ubia.
Call Quadra, or Jahopra, which a cram.
If you couldn't do it, but would you?
Eh, Yamisha power, but
I am Mamma Mammy.
Yes, or no, so why don't swap here?
Oh, no, charming number, so.
Oh, no, yeah, Yamisha, or Janet Cassette, no Janet Cassepa. That's what you need a bear 90s, you know. Ah, more dinner, and quite a pay. Or Yammy the same field, but more Hakrobenia. It's already body now, obeying a check.
I may
no idea.
Obey something.
Obey.
This
Amakudaka.
Yes. Mina Amofa, and now can be a big
Amofa.
Yes.
And the other shoe in your man.
That your money are dedicated on funny in a
or Safata. Or Safata, the man or Safata.
You only two and come to
no
bear. Radimas.
Sending Sampire. And one walk and every West and cry okay. Why? A machine on my cry. It's not so much as ever go.
And they will put that.
And no one ever.
Yes, that.
Ah,
you know the end, you know, so what to be oh, so could you, you know what? And yes, easy. I will say, oh, yes.
Obia, shed your moon and left for me. I know what's then.
I, yeah, you know the end, you know,
yes.
And you are what told yes. It's my chassis 11:30 a.m. dear near chassis. I may I do me fear I don't praise.
Yeah.
And also the passo.
Yeah.
Until I say,
and Dynasam Celestine
with your time last week. The battery is a lot of
Dynasam was say, trust some no the Yamia Suman or come was some broth. Or if you are not some night out, I come and yana some the battery, and I said, and finally will say, Fiala, what can be? Nasa ayi nenyumi oh anyum ba kra said obucha nini oh dina be kume oh anyum brofo nyum bi oh munyina mon kai ampadu han kwa kai brofo nyum bi otu ye okay
e be chanya mboa ye kai
be if you da kro no aba nti oba no ato sa brofo nyum na mai but onyum na person too much am I ready
okay
yeah high lawyer ma
okay and you want to ba
me watch mo akwa Badwam TV Badwam kase so na wukwa no pen samasie na braso sawotie Adom TV Badwam kase Facebook/Adom TV ye wo ho like comment na share se de bia wo ye e ma ye no me di afia amankwa tamaklo sam no de obati bi ni mampani adodan kwa kufu adon so de nkrata aba eyi yewura matena midu ano ye de beba ene nkrotuo anase amantam num mu nipa som 282,000 din supa won so enyabe covid ba ye enkura che wo mo ebro 2,000 eno ne nsem bi na no pa mede bro Adom TV bedwam kase afenya brema meneti nsam no enchemu ankasa Mampani atena ye ede won krata nso aba efa Martin Amidu as special prosecutor so odi ato ho no eno so aba be yi na no aban ekasa mu no dia wo so odi ba bia no afi na ne nsa ka nkrata na walking kind die hia no ye wode beba owura Eugene ahe ya wo no ene hwe communication so ewo mampani atena ye ena ne nsa hye nkrata no ase
Enrada ena Martin Amidu ananka wo special prosecutor eden krata ekoma omanpanini se na dwuma no wontimi nye bi manuti wo gyan mu ato ho no enam so ama omanpani adedan kwakufu ado eden krata bi aba beto abonten a Director of Communications at the Presidency Eugene Ahen ensa hyase na krata ni mu nsem nyina ene se oda Martin Amidu ase se otimi ebeso mo man Ghana na ni nyina mu no obompa ye se ne dachi abrabo ene anamo a obetu nina no ebetumi esini yi
na ene yamantam enum ena wonomo enya emfaso nipa womu ye 282,000 ene ensupa yede ema womo no ne friend is communities and small town water supply project or so for sanitation ene water source Cecilia Abnadapa ena wokọ ho a wode ensemi tudwa aban no botaye nyina ne se nkro bia mu ensupa onsu benya bi ano Yabeto so na yenkonsam foforo mu COVID-19 no odasoa ewo mu free se hyase ebepem sabre ya manugu so America say ene Child Rights International for ayenhwehwemu abeto dwase nkoda yade ne bi chi wo mo 2108 no Bright appear ene din semi to dwa communities ahodo 589 wo memu ene wo mko ya ode sanhwehwemu we ebeto dwa
na enkora sabio omanya COVID-19 wo memu ha no 2,180 na all share 2,180 na representing about 4.43% of omanya COVID omemu ha no na enkora omawu as a result of COVID no nipa 4 and 9 na sa 9 no ohwe a emema a omawu mu no miensa ena emma oba okamu no nipa ba akopɛ but se hwe omanya COVID dodo na ma a omo between the ages of 0 to 18 years enti ye hwe sanyama nyina na ye fi se ehu behia se asoman no ye betimi refocus ye social intervention programs a ebetimi aboa ma nkora no fa ahodie etimi edimu hweye no na uyi nkora 6 from 10 bm a almost 6 hours ewo fi a omonkwa obia ehwe omoso na sankora no uyi mienu bia uyi mienu fi enum a na jese ya yo ma yakayaka de ewo fiefiem ena uyi sankora no so a 5% of them no can say every day bia no punish ya manu punishment kra enye mienu ana ne ewosro
Mayento so na no peya humachi ya manbo ayense ke free circle chiremu a ija atobie bi a enye kuma na yamana bofo di kan ye hwe se ye benya womo na fedie ekoso circle pote ya ija no atomo no ye de wo adi enkomo nti de wo hunu ye circle bia no a ija atomo na shipukupukupukupuku ye hwe se ye benya sentwefo no bi ewo ho fi se meka se won madu ho dada na fe ye no won so adi enkomo atie de ekoso de kofa ija no ehye no eba ye sedumjafo aduru ho ene nsama etodwa dansefo no na ye ne womo akasa enti no eno no ye beto aso abawra ye nsam foforo emu ye nya obi a wo ho no de na ya to aso akofoforo mu Adom TV bedwam kase na oguso a o hye no na ye nsam ko circle na odo na mpotemu ho ne gya no atomo ho dache hene ewo ho no ma ye ne no edi enkomo dache se wotemenka ya mo akwaba odo na hempote pa ne gya no ato eba ne sei
I can't do it. Hey, Adom.
ye benya dache hene ewo circle odona na ye ne no akasa afa de ekoso metene na wachire ni bia don kurumu ho na ahase ya bepem sabre ya no nsia boy dia na se ebu edene papa nti ye behwe ne anya dache hene na ye ne no adi enkomo fi so no ene wo odona sisi ye circle aja atomu ano eden wo hwe mfoni ne dia na uhunu se ejano no odin papa japade na ekosa no ye yese radia ne se obi ahonka se fa ne se obi bewuo ana obepira wo jahihie no emunti yenya adache hene ne yento aso na yenko ensam no foforo mu yenya adache hene wo circle dona na ache se ye ne no atwankomo no eso mienko ahoma no so biem wo circle dona na adache hene wo ho dache anope yesa mu achemu akwaba odona ehe pote ne jana tomu na eba ne sei dache hene okay ye dwumadie no a akamu no de besie wo ho no ye de bebramo na matwa so na enedie afutuo kokobon so kode ama National Health Insurance Authority anase scheme no obi owo ne card bia so ko ayaresabia na ukura card ni bi na wo se ye mu aduro na odokota na wo na asini apomde dwumani bi twetwe no ho pese wo jejejeje ketase sha na dwumidie bia sa nipa kro no report no na mra no ene wo no mo eni ukura card aduro bia wo se wonya ewo card no mu no ewo se yede emma wo premto bra wo betie sansem ni nyina na yebekwa santimantem mu na posifo wo mo ehwe ni mu se nipa mienu etu aka wo mo ho beto won se be ya wo betimi aboama ehwehwemu akoso wo ayeduase kumase enra abrakosemesi ye ewo ho hyenkani a wotwi na ahyen ya na hyenka mu no obi hunu se enkoyie enti wontwi no boko na asomdie mrawi akire se etu hye no ho wode bo kwabrane yemu wono so kwata baabi onim se wakum nipa nti wono so ukum no ho era wono so du bo ni trim nanso omu bia ni ho a ewu ye nti na manhwehwemu no aposifo suggest wo mu emienu ho to won na afi watimi ato aso adom kase edeba
ne ayapeke ewo ground anasa ne ayatete eni se eye one Samson Zabanga we did 31 years no drive Kia Optima private car with registration number GR 2019-17 accusee ne colleague driver or also driver from the opposite direction say one driver ye into kasakasa during the road rage, you know, it's alleged say Kwame Amuano ebo Kwame Amuana odi kan born to na we 52 years, you know, or two born and Omuano mujina wano say there so atu born dia omonso be den omumo di newu ti odwane ye ko park car no Access Bank enim and the onlookers around, you know, a blockade fine so money for the car into sensing danger say bia umbekuna na umbe prano no otunutu minimum ka say omumienu nyina eda Komfanochi teaching hospital in a very critical condition. Doctors say, oh, educated no University Hospital. I want to know the condition in Jano, a rational back. Police investigators, and you armed guard from Confirmation Teaching Hospital to show say Yamia do not want to one. Omunina beba abeboa sa anyesi.
Yabetwa so kokromoti power nsem no emune aka enafo abedu nkuno na yese yakoto aba nkwanta south abato mpesu aso no omanfo ye wo ho no se wo mo die wo mo aye de nkrofo aye MPP NDC ene amanyoko nkaye na ye no so pepepe ene wo mo gina de ato aba no ewafi abato mu.
We buy no sikasem aye di mai yenye skandidi se ye juma so muntu aka okofaka ni babu profit China ni we mu aba na ye Ghana boy to go ye mu atire ya breni NDC na MPP nti esisama yesi dey na because NDC na MPP no ye hu NDC ba the same thing MPP ba the same thing nti at least ya change ko guma e won say bia be be different meeting yasi nti e be change na media make up I didn't talk about NDC. What NDC say? Okay, the Abba Yashas, Homo Pami, principal higher. The whole time, okay, by Adom TV, Yamia Mama Master, one brother, no commissioner, okay, the man never year Juma, and to okay, the Intramotama, NDC. That you are saying, one up with this. The PIF panel, Yamai, the PIF, one time, but one time to us, not one from my, no Indian, I can't make. And then here, and yes, a refambra, no, so Anya, good for Papa. John Dramani Mahama, number 2. Enemy MP, Honorable Kini Joffrey, number 2. And then better about my NDC in his head. Some NDC tap on your swing, no matter the my fine.
Bianyaro so Badwam kasia no pay na hana brama kwan na yade asie midin afia mankwa tamakula gudie mo nsam to so ahosepe wo ho afisem ne pensem oni nyina yade bro wa Adom TV from to brand sam foforo ensa be kan yade bebro idase
akwa ba kese bi de ba Adom TV so Adom TV so bedwendwuma die so dia wo kan si mu sempan sa ken no pen so jawo idin de Enoch Kwasi Wolanyo Wallace agudi catch back up the only nomenclature with the professor's degree in sports the Regina Wallace and I see kunya kwano kwantin kwani nsema wodo ensa ken no pen so jawo channel smam say Jeffas Health Limited omotechi wafo heba nso ebo echidom na fi 1xbet. I've always told you that betting is better than saka wabo modern da osika atwa ne befu ne de ne befu ene betia boa emaniama etian to yidi amount. A journey of 1,000 kilometers begins with the very first step. Yenshase MFMF AFCON qualifiers 2021. I can see kese nyame adoma Cameroon for I can't tamadi nsi ese nyame adoma be first yom so aboa emaniama etian kwe san yi ma can see no and enra Blasters of Ghana ekopie mu El Sudan and him friends say Omduman eho ana omo edi second leg encounter ni 13 times so 90 minutes of soccer fiesta restaurant and sendisi koya akensi ne ba na wie no na say Mohammed Abdul Rahman waposo Ghana tina ba kwa itwa hu bia nya de etimete saka no e wo sena niam esi ekoso e wa akensi ni
Ghana looking to seal their place in the finals. Uber Velud's Sudan trying to challenge for a top 2 finish. They've got a long way to go. That's a lovely first touch by Ekuban, who's recovered from the knock. Caleb Ekuban takes on the shot. In comes the shot. Dan and Abdul Rahman does very well. And now there's going to be a chance for Abdul Rahman to open the scoring. Dowda smothers it. Abdul Rahman crosses and it's Wakaso. Great ball by Wakaso, but the goalkeeper sweeps up very well. Abu's skill. Jordan Ayew shoots. And that's the first attempt. With the free kick, it's on target, and that's a great save. Really good save. Good cross here on, headed over the bar. Abdul Rahman. Good skill. Could be a chance here, just needs a finish. On the turn and wide. It's Ayu, it's on target. And Abu Shrent. In it comes again. Oh, great cross. And Sudan get the goal. In added time, Abdul Rahman, who's been their outstanding player all match. And look at the scenes of jubilation from the Sudanese. They do. There is the final whistle. Ghana have been stunned by Sudan at Al Hilal Stadium. Abdul Rahman with the 91st minute winner. Sudan 1, Ghana 0, and Group C is blown.
Enti neche senra awhwesana nemasi koso Ghana was stabbed by Suban na omutwa kaba kwa ultimate sampa Mohammed Abdul Rahman ni go a oposo ye no eno a ana omukita mu a media kense ne ba na chese nyani kasem edema Ghana. After the game, coach CK Akono, Ghana Black Stars head coach edene nkomojae yenti a enam so ema Sudan omutwa ese kaba kwa edwene ho bia yenti asie.
In all, we did well. We lost to a team that showed more hunger than us, not because we didn't want to do anything, win. Of course, we wanted to win, but if I look at the way we played in Ghana and the way we played here, I feel there's a bit of improvement in terms of containing pressure and all that. But of course, also the way we prepared before these two assignments was not an easy one, and so at the end we had more. The necessary guys that we need, those we need to be on board, and they came in. Unfortunately, they did their best, but it wasn't enough. Those who had the chance to play did their part, but of course it wasn't enough for us to carry the day. Of course, we played without many key players, and the likes of the captain, Kudus, and other people. And so, looking at all this, I strongly believe that we did well. What I can say is that we learned from this mistake, from the mistakes we've made, and of course, in March we have two matches coming on, and I strongly believe, and I can assure any Ghanaians that we'll do our best to qualify. After the Turkey friendlies, there were a lot of issues concerning the COVID. Jordan, Edu, and the rest, but I must be honest, I'm not sure. I'm grateful for the fact that they all came. They tried to come. Those who were not able to get here on time, they still fought with their clubs to come down, and that is something we can appreciate. Of course, they came. We won the first match. We didn't have enough group of players. By the time we were coming to Sudan, I mean, the likes of Wakaso, Majida, Ashimeru, and others joined us on I think the day we played Thursday, and Wakaso and the rest came on Saturday or something. So it's been a very difficult one for me, for myself as a coach, to get the boys on board, and of course to put on board what ought to be done on the field of play. And so we've had few training sessions. Based on these facts, I think one can only appreciate what they've done. I mean, if you look at the way they fought today under uncomfortable conditions, the weather itself, and how these guys tried to frustrate us, and the Sudanese tried to frustrate us before even the match and all that. I think they've done well, and I really, really appreciate the effort. We are not in normal times, and I think you can only appreciate what they've done. Some of them had it through journey, and they still risked to come, and so I am happy. I strongly believe that once we get ourselves, now we're used to the situation, the FA, myself, the players, I hope that in March, before we assemble again, the COVID will be a bit less, and we'll know how to take care of ourselves in that area, and so we'll have a lot of numbers. We'll come on time and we'll prepare, and I can assure that we will qualify. We will do well against South Africa. We'll do well against South Tome, and we'll qualify for the AFCON. We will qualify. We will do that. I can assure we will qualify, but of course we have to do a bit of work. We will not qualify verbally, but we have to work hard to get there, which I am very, very certain. I'm certain that we will qualify. Jiku has been outstanding, at the back, and I'm happy that he's done so well. I was even surprised, because of the heat. This is somebody who was born in Europe, and you didn't really see much of him struggling, until he got injured. Tariq is also doing well, but the fact is the players also embrace them, that they are here to help the nation and to do well for us, and I think it's been good. It is difficult because it's African pride. When you get to the AFCON, it's something different. It's just like a European competition or European Cup and all that, and so this is ours. So everybody wants to get there, and therefore it's meant that you have to prepare well. You have to do all you can to qualify, and that is what Sudan did today. They are out. If you look at the table, they were out. Should they lose today, they would have been out. Now it's open, and so they never give up, and that is the spirit the African teams have, and we have to look at ourselves and look at it from a different perspective. What we've achieved the past years, and now we are in the qualifiers. We are on top. We have to continue to maintain that level.
And Coach CK Akono Nathan and Cancer after the game on the central for Trincomo Chester, whether na as a tofumom kakra, Omujumedia Mudino, where Brilla bit say Jukua, on also Europe, a baby P. Mosakins Martin Sampa Sudan, whether no, and say more the Muswe Shikakra, now so Nina Mutimiji Mukusi say, will pry. Omujidi passing a Miadoma, Ghana beating qualify for a Cup of Nations. I can say there anymore.
Abusia for me mamu nyina achen impre no so de ba bedwam dwumadie so osoma hodo ne dwumadie ahodo a ewo bedwam dwumadie mu se de yasese no wo mu nyina e de aba besom nti ye do mase de adru so eye afisem enkomo twetwe na enura ne yedi nkomo bi wa ha efa ye nua ma ne ho ehwe ensabuo ho nsem ne ye de yani akere mema ne so because etire ne nyina akɔwie mema no na mema no wo mu yetire na so wo mase ho no asam koba ho a na no so ama bibia ho bi so atiase wo hu ne me pache dadada so ho enti eno ne yenkomo a ye baba bedi e wa hanom se na yenkomo die nim no ye be poto kakra ye be ka brofo wo hwe bedwam so ye ba be ka brofo mesraw bie wasum ema me na me wani ni yenkomo twetwe na chi na so me hye obo se ye be dane de abaye dim kakra bi na ma wo hu nkomo pote ye ba bedi na mom komo no tofa bom no kowie se eye emema eho asem enkomo na ye ba bedi na me bo amane se wo asantemantam osai kroma bonten so ahin kro kumase a eye kumase West Hill small eho ena bronya ewo kwa akodidwa no edwa bia sese wudi ma enika ne enije befie na ho se wudi bronya wo brekwa wonko chinchin dwa so bebre nsemra eno ane kumase West Hill small enti fo ani kire honom na akoto bibia wo pe afei nso me bo amane wa afisem so se abusua mo apomuden ho nsem enhia no apomuden ho nsem nso ebehia wa na eye Dominion herbal powder sa powder ya meka ho asem akire wo de fa ne se opasem what say maka but fa ne se wo pasem keke e na wo kwa kotwa sa ti bi na ade wo twa ti na nopa na asa nom na nwumre ka ho a frɛ number si ne do ma se because ebebo apomuden prekope entwe nyare ansa we ye de abre bia obetumi aye oti kakra bi wo de benom ba ko bi ya besa akoye yi de ade na wonom Dominion hebati what you say na wo fa enhwehwe apomuden akiri kwan won numbers no eye 0543 158 195 0543 158 195 and 0204 296 449 Dominion herbal powder Nombi Chati na etumi mmoa immune system no nenya apomoden amapa anope wo bi epese wondum TV no nkwa adwuma fi se wo hwe diamond saa wo ya late there bi enya saa wo ya late nso no wankwa adwuma no nso wo ha foforo de bebe fie enti unim de obeye eno ane se wo fresh number si 0302 225 651 tieni you 0302 225 651 and 0546 133 188. Wo fresh number si ya eye francofo na wo frɛ wom. Wo mo be ma phone papa so ate ase. Wo hu na ma wo tika mu kwadwuma nyina o drive a wo nka ho mpacho. So ate ase. Ana koduru adwuma nkura. Wo phone yi su na ne wo hwɛ bedwam saa so hu. Na wantena fie ahwɛ TV ama wanye late. Wo pe TV so wo adwuma mu anasa computer sa. Bibia e fa saa ne ma hu ide eye Franco Trading Enterprise. Anope wanda romanti ye ba bedi enkomo na efisem enkomo twetwen wo bedwam eno so na ye du medical bo amane dada sa no pe ye poto na ye poto na me ne Dr. George Harmis na eba bedi sa enkomo yi ye enkomo die no efa emema eho asem enti Dr. wo menchen a oba beboa ye na ye di sa ye enkomo. Dr. George Harmis, good morning.
Good morning.
Please, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
How are your staff and your patients?
We're doing well.
We have heard that you haven't been in Ghana for a long time, but you've been helping our men concerning prostate.
That's true.
What do you do? You are a urologist.
I'm a urologist.
What do you do as a urologist?
The urologist is a doctor that specializes in treating diseases in the urinary tract in both men and women. And when I'm saying urinary tract, I mean diseases of the kidneys, the ureter, the urinary bladder, the urethra. But in men in particular, we're treating diseases regarding with the reproductive system of men.
Okay.
And this includes the testes, the penis, and of course the prostate.
Okay. And we really have interest in that because we, the women, if we can get our healthy life, our sexual life, and our children, it's based on you, the men, and concerning the prostate, whenever it gets fault, then we women at fault. So we don't want that. So good to have you that you are in Ghana and helping our men concerning their prostate. So what actually do you do? And okay, you have told us about that. So your hospital is what? Luca
Health Medical Center.
Luca Health, at where?
We are at East Legon.
East Legon.
We have 2 campuses.
Okay.
Our main campus is at Maseri Avenue. It's very close to the Grand Meswick Hotel. At the same campus, we're together with MDS Lancet Laboratory and with Quest Medical Imaging. And this is very good for the patients because all of our patients that get a consultation with us, at the same time, we can send them and do their laboratories and their imaging studies at the same place.
Okay.
So they don't have to go to different places. It's not about
go here, do that, come back, and you have everything at your facility that you are helping.
Exactly. And also the fact that all the doctors working in our center, we are working only there, so our patients can find us every day from Monday to Friday. We're always there. And so it's very easily accessible for our patients. We have also a second campus, also pretty near to the first one. It is in Justice Sowa Avenue. It is together
Justice
with
Sowa Avenue,
together
East
with
Legon.
East Legon.
Okay.
Together with Acacia Medical Center. This is the second campus that we operate.
Okay. We've been hearing all the time that this prostate something is really a big problem with our men. So most of the men, at what age and what symptoms that you know that have started suffering from this prostate or prostatic something?
So the basic 2 diseases that all men are interested in with the prostate is first of all the enlargement of the prostate, the BPH as we say, the hyperplasia. And the second one is the prostate cancer. These are the main 2 disorders that we're dealing with.
Dr. Joy, please hold on. You just mentioned something. We have prostate cancer and we have prostate what?
Prostate enlargement.
Prostate enlargement. Oh, okay. And the cancer. So there are 2 different here.
There are 2 different
diseases. The prostate cancer and the prostate enlargement. Please take us through.
They are different, but they have some common things. I mean, for example, both of them, they present as we grow older.
Okay.
And but they have, of course, a different course. For example, the enlargement of the prostate, it is very easily identified by the patient themselves as they realize that the quality of the urination is changing as they grow older.
And it's becoming big.
The prostate is getting big and it's squeezing the walls of the urethra from where the urine is coming out.
Okay,
and,
so that's what we can see on our screen, right? What just appeared?
Exactly, yes. On the left side, you can see a normal prostate, and the urine is passing through it. And on the right side, we see an enlarged prostate that has this nodular appearance. And as it gets bigger and bigger, it's squeezing the urethra and the walls of the urethra, making it difficult for the patient to pass the urine. And this is the first symptoms that the patients experience, and that's why they're coming for us to make a consultation and evaluate their symptoms.
Okay, I see. Abusiafo yankomo a yedie no efa yenuanom emema ho mo prostate no me kire mo hwewa no ho asem no se ebia eye kese ekwan ya befa so a obehu enema bia ebe obehu ho sunsanso woni padua ni wa behu se ensakraye ebem eno na Dr. George Harames eboaye ama wo ho bia na wo sa ha no na chiri kwan no ewo East Legon se de wa boso a kire ne mo ya sabia ne di no eye local health into Shannon so now call East Legona na wahu milka local health for boni trinku eno anoti ase but yen komodie na say yenuano mema na ye dwendwen omohom. So there are some people maybe they will see by the time they will see the enlargement of, is it their testicle or what?
No, it's something
the prostate.
They can see it because it's within.
Okay.
As I said before, the first symptoms they have is they have some obstructive symptoms. For example, they have some difficulty starting the urination, or it takes a long time to empty their bladder. Sometimes they stop and they need to start again the urination, and in general they feel that their bladder is not emptying properly. Also, they have some other symptoms. For example, they may have frequency, they want to go very often to the toilet, and sometimes there is also urgency, which means they're not able to postpone the desire to pass the urine. And another very important symptom is the so-called Nocturia symptom. Nocturia means that these patients tend to wake up at night because they need to go to toilet to empty their bladder. And this can happen many times during the night, and you can imagine with all these symptoms how much the quality of life of this patient is affected.
So when a man starts seeing all these symptoms, it's especially those who cannot sleep in the night and they frequently go to the washroom or something, it's not because what they ate last night is disturbing them, especially when it's continuous for some time.
Exactly.
Okay, we understand. So at what particular age that a man can experience these symptoms of this prostate?
Usually the symptoms appear at the age of 50.
50?
Most of the time.
50?
50.
Okay.
At the age of 50 is where we start having some symptoms. Just to give you a small number, from between the age of 50 and 60, almost 50% of men might experience some symptoms because of the enlargement of the prostate. And this number, it jumps to 90% when we reach the age of 80, 85. So it is completely an age-related situation.
So the men who are below 50 years are safe from prostate?
More or less, yes. From the enlargement, yes. But we have also to consider that, in general, men supposed to come to their urologist the same way you women are going to your gynecologist. Because we know the men are not so eager to visit the urologist unless they do have symptoms. But I think this is a very important message to pass to our viewers here, is that the urologist is a doctor that needs to be visited at least once a year, and this can start at the age of 50. But for some people that they have a family history, some relatives, first-degree relatives that they used to have problems with the prostate, it's better this screening to start at the age of 45 to be on the safe side.
So this is the opposite side of the women. When you see disorders in your menstrual cycle, which can lead to, what do they call, the fibroid or something, that it's the opposite side of the men, that they also see these things in their body system. There are some people, as we are even here discussing this, they have seen these symptoms in them, but maybe their affordability and what they have heard about, if I go this, they will do the cesarean section or what, the operation or something. What are you telling them?
First of all, not all people need to be operated, because this is a misconception. Because we can help the patients initially if they have some symptoms. We can give him some medications, and because the changes are very, very slow, and they're happening very, very slow, they can stay for a medication for a long time without necessarily needing an operation. But for those who have taken already the medications, or for some people that they have severe symptoms, for example, patients that have reached a stage that cannot pass the urine at all, a condition called urinary retention.
It has even got to that point.
Exactly.
That they can't even pass out urine at all.
Yes, a lot of people, they find out this problem suddenly when they're not able to pass the urine at all. This is an emergency situation because the patient needs to go to a healthcare facility in order to put a catheter to drain the bladder. So for these people that maybe the medical treatment will not be sufficient, yes, of course, in this case, we can consider doing a procedure, a surgical procedure, but nowadays this procedure has been simplified a lot compared with the previous years. And we're very lucky at Luca Health we can provide this kind of treatment in a so-called minimally invasive way. Minimally invasive way means without an open procedure, without any cuts. We can do the whole procedure through the natural way, through the urethra. We can go inside the urethra with a special scope. And we can see here.
So this is what you are talking about.
Exactly.
Right? Then at that, what you are talking about, then this is the stage that the person has reached concerning the prostate issues.
Exactly. So we go inside with this camera, and you see outside from the camera there is a laser fiber that comes up, and the laser fiber, what it's doing, it vaporizes the prostate. But the most important advantage of this technique is that at the same time it causes a coagulation around, so there's no bleeding, because in the past these operations used to be very, very hemorrhagic. The reason was that because of that was the kind of energy we used to use in the past. But the last few years we're lucky enough to have these brand new techniques, and now this is a one-day surgery basically. Patients can come in the morning, we can do the procedure, we can monitor them for a few hours, and the very same day they can return back home.
Oh, really?
Which is huge difference compared that a few years back people used to stay in the hospital for a week or so.
I'm surprised you are saying this, that you can do this for someone and the person can return home the same day.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Really?
Of course he has to go back with a catheter that he needs to keep it for a couple of days, but he can come back after 2 days, and then we can remove the catheter and he can pass the urine freely. And especially now that we're in a COVID time period, I think this kind of approach is even more important, because the patients need to stay as less as possible within a healthcare facility, no matter the measures we take. And we take some very strict measures. For example, we don't proceed to an operation unless the patient has been tested for COVID. But still, I mean, in these times.
So if someone is listening to us and is in this prostate situation, Luca Health is ready to assist that person to free himself from this.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have all the necessary
equipment.
What I'm
even proud of is what you just told us, that the person can come for this catheter operation or something and can return home the same day, which means you have your modernized and technological way you are using at Luca Health.
You're absolutely right. I think we can do the procedure here the same way we would have done it in Europe or in the US. So, and that's very important, because I think the people must have this access to the new technology, and medicine is evolving a lot, and especially in my specialty, I can tell that it has really transformed for the last year because of this, the last few years, because of this emergence of new techniques that has changed the way we approach now the patients. And the less invasive for the patient means faster recovery, faster healing.
Fast recovery.
And I think the most important, the patients can return back to their normal activities very soon, so they don't have this feeling that, okay, I'm doing a procedure, I'm not going to go out for 1 month. And because also this has a psychological effect as well.
Sure. Okay. Enti abusia yen komo aye de ne nyina no ne tofa bom no ekowie se woye bema nko ade a Dr. George Harame Samayati ase se efimfrihia duonum ekono de yade ne efre ne se prostate no obetumi anya bi na prostate no ewo mu mienu enlargement no wo ho de eye kese e na cancer no ankasa nso ewo ho na emu bia ehaw bia no womasue no a efre ne se Local Health ewo East Legon no ebetumi aboa ma wanya wapomu den bia na ensunsuanso ya wobobo so nyina se uhu bi untimi na ojonson tentem anajo ni nyina obejonso saa na bia sebio bema no ojonso ajonso ne ma emuye oya nkakra no bia wohu saa senkyerani ni nyina na so wani nya ma wo so se eye prostate cancer na se prostate enlargement ana se prostate ni mu no na yare bi aba ho eno ho nkyerɛkyerɛ na one yen eye no anopenti o ma assurance no kra say emfa ho ne baby a wo de na kwakodu no se catheter kra na ebe hye wo a dano no ano wutumi esa akofie na che say eye assured what ase enti eno ye nimde a won so e de aba beboa Ghana for enti eno ho nkomo e na ye di no efisem eswe. So Dr. George, please help us to know this. There are some people, all these symptoms you are talking about, they have seen it in their system, but they have been waited for years without even visiting the hospital. Those people, is it late for them?
No, it's not necessarily late. First of all, don't forget men, they realize they have these symptoms, but they believe that this is something normal because they grow older. But in fact, this is not true because we can definitely help them.
Okay.
And it's up to a urologist to evaluate their symptoms and give them a solution. I have recently seen a couple of patients that they were with a catheter for more than a year, and because they couldn't find a proper way to solve their problem.
Okay.
And they were a little bit concerned that even if we do the procedure, maybe they wouldn't be able to pass their urine easily after that. But thank God everything went well, and there is always a chance. I think
there's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
Okay.
And
so they should come to local health to see you, to assist them, other than being in the house and giving excuses to their women that I can't perform, I'm tired, I'm feeling pains and those things.
Absolutely.
Those excuses doesn't help we women, you know, isn't it?
It's true. I know it's not always easy for somebody to come to a doctor, especially older men. They're a little bit more reluctant. But I do believe that we can change the quality of life. I mean, even a patient that is with a catheter, I think he's feeling embarrassment. It's a little bit difficult to have a normal social life. So imagine the potential of this procedure to remove the catheter and have a normal, again, lifestyle like before. I think it can really help him. So I say that they definitely need to come to see a urologist to make a complete urology checkup that needs to be done. Either they have symptoms or not once a year.
Once a year, whether you haven't seen any symptoms at all.
It's true.
As a man from age 40, you have to see a urologist.
It would be very good. It would be very good. Because also, as I mentioned before, we were talking about only the enlargement of the prostate, but as I said before, we're also screening for the prostate cancer as well.
Okay.
The prostate cancer, in difference with the enlargement we just discussed, is that usually it grows very, very slowly. And as long as it is inside the prostate, it doesn't cause any symptoms.
Okay.
And this is very, very important because it makes a big difference, the timing that we do a diagnosis. If a urologist has a suspicion that maybe this patient has a prostate cancer and we make the diagnosis early, we can definitely provide him a treatment that has a very good possibility for curement.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying that every year
you have to go for
men needs to be checked.
Okay.
And the doctor can do a very good physical examination. He can do all the necessary blood tests. We have specific blood tests that needs to be done every year for the cancer. And the way these tests are changing from year in, year out, the doctor that knows this patient well, he can understand it and if there is something going on.
Something else.
Exactly.
Yes, we get your points very well. So, dear doctor, and I say we are bema crass. I didn't a friend say prostate cancer and I say prostate enlargement. You know, be na ebi wo na so sanso na wo bobo so ni nyina no unse den hu bi wo ni peduane mu hu be hia sa afi bia no wo de anya hwe kura no wo mra atai koneko ho urologist wo mo hwehwe sa na ema ni mu no wo mbebo na de oni adaje kura no wo ye bema afi bia wo de mfihye aduane kono de kwaya sabia na wo monye hwehwe mu bia na esiewu ewo mu na mu ensunsanso no na unhuye. Dr. Harris, let me ask you this. Just recently, the October month, there was education concerning the breast cancer, and we've been educated that men too get breast cancer. Initially, we thought it's that for women alone, but we have learned that men too develop that. Some women also wake up in the night too. They will urinate and urinate.
That's true. That's true.
Do women also have this problem?
Absolutely.
Or prostate is only for men?
Prostate is only for men because it's a gland for men. But women have this condition that you just described. This condition is called overactive bladder.
Okay.
It means that
overactive bladder.
It means their urinary bladder, whenever they have a very, very small volume of urine inside the bladder, it brings an urgency, a desire to go to the toilet. It happens this condition very often, especially that women that have done a lot of babies in the past, they have labors, because the anatomy is changing a little bit, and the support tissues around the bladder are not the same, and as we grow older also they may get a little bit more loose. So this is a disturbing condition, but we have also solutions for this as well, because we see women as well. First of all, we can give them some medication that can really decrease the intensity of the symptoms, and because usually these women, they don't have it only at night, they have it only during daytime, and that is very, very disturbing for them. And most women with this problem with the medication, they're doing well, but for those who have this issue and they cannot be controlled at all with medication, we can also do a very, very small procedure, just endoscopy, so we can make injection of Botox inside the bladder. And this is minimizing the times that a woman can go to toilet.
So that is for women who have given more children, birth to more children.
Yes, and
what about those women, they haven't given birth to physically more children, but they have aborted several times? Won't that also affect them?
No, it can happen to them as well, but it's just more common to women that have done a lot of labors.
All right.
Because as I said before, as we grow older, also the tissues around the bladder and the urethra become a little bit more weak. Or I don't know if you have heard this condition that a lot of gynecologists diagnose sometimes. They have a prolapse of their organs. So this causes this kind of even incontinence or this frequency to the toilet. So in this condition as well, we can definitely help them. We can definitely help them not only with medication or the surgery, but also we can give them a lot of advices for their lifestyle and their activities every day, how much water they need to drink. And there are a lot of things that we can definitely help them.
So I was here, you come aye de no ankasa fapem no de eye mema ho asem won prostate ho asem and aye kan mum ye de kofa ama ho so kakra se mema tumi nya breast cancer de a ene we no so Mati minya bia na doctor cheye mu se obade onya prostate na emom no awododo okra no etumi ma nipadua no ha obam a no so susanso na ya prostate fo ni nya no ma no so tumi nya bintubo nso no yire da ho a na sesi ano o asore sesi ano asore so hu onya baifo bibi ne ha no na ebisa sa awododo nko a anaso obi ya abortion so dodo a otumi nso kosa ha onime no so wachechem ti ne ti a watwamu an se local health no omohwe ema ene emema. So doctor, we are ending our conversation here, and we are grateful for having you in Ghana to help women and men, especially the men, because we need them for our sexual health, for our children, and for our pleasure.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you so much for having me.
The location again, sir?
The location is in East Legon. It's Maseru Avenue. It's very close to Lagos Avenue. This is our main campus, and we're operating, as I said, from Monday to Wednesday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. So our patients can call anytime our telephone center, and they can make an appointment.
And can we have the number, the telephone number, or we can have it on our screen?
I think you can see it on your screen.
So numbers no ebusia and a go screen is no 0544 120777 0544 120777. So far sa numbers here prostate ne ha wa hwe environment no kra timu se owura ho na ho ato baby wo ho no mo a owura na wo yare na dwane baby nso ho owura na yare no hu baby afi na e bia beka ho wo hwe ha yi a na chese wo kwa ye de beje wo because wo ho so beto so ahu into local health medical specialty center and now no doctor. So what I was saying is that if you even look at the facility, it can assure you that the moment you enter there, you get your healthy life.
It's a brand new facility. For sure.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. George Haramis.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good to have you here. Okay, so I will say I am coming to channel. Yeah, dear cinema, Mr. Ocheme, me basisia. Orayire mina amufa esre rade nkwatenti a apomodin wom ede mawo de waye nti o de ne meken wote ase ne waye nti erade nso nhwe so na wonya wo sa pepepe Mema wa woda papa. Enti mi na mofa eye ochiame amoako dakwa ne hokafo. Happy blessed birthday to you. Ebusia ena homachi ena yenya ntie se eja sa to circle bio na de esi wo honom no yenkwa homa ne so na yenua ya ode nani hu ye oni hu adanse enkyere ye ne hwe mpempenso so a akwa akodu enti ye ne no eni nkomo. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Pacho Martin.
Hello.
Pacho Martin.
Pacho, yeah, na mami.
Na pomwe.
Nyame adom boko.
Ye da nyame ase. Na wo ho na gya ne sha ase wo ho. Na Pacho ye den.
Bo around there 1 to 2 mono. Na yeah, any jano XRP marketing inside. Jano chat no na one move security man or marketing inside the effect. Only na one month in the one maybe and now one check for mobility. That security man also says, yeah, amount for the inside that one move back. Enya mani adie afa enye wo modia so ken fire for no na wa ba fire service no be do so wo mo be bi na entrance na wo de be market ni na eye den kasa nti ebeja no e ko so ba fro a wo mo start enya afan kasa wo mo ye no but na mi adom aba form kasa ti se kwa mi na ma me ba ko a ne niam e wo inside a ni nyina ahye ho a te afan da ba ho a be ti jama na mo ne no akasa.
Yo, my nene ka say minua bema.
Oh, mommy, what told you now? Adom TV.
Hello.
Hello, mommy. Na etisan yo.
Morning, Olta.
Morning ana be kan because I no pay the enye.
They are still no. So they are really now.
Na enra. Enra bra wo to storm wa kono udundum kanea no.
Oze.
Enra wo to storm wa kofie no kanea no hwe se wadundum bibia de bibia to ye.
Ya yetim ne bae. One cup me satisfy. Ya susa na dia.
Na mpacho wo ton den.
But drink me on drink more fridge in there. Bibia one fridge ba ko kam de be
na eno na me bisa yo say fridge no wa mu say edwamo no eya na ekwan ya mofa so a mo ye mo twetwe anyina mo kanea ne ba ho no mo kwa ya mo hwehwe mo niema ho yie na wo de efa no to wansa
bibia ye fro be 9 class and I won't cry to pick e so ma money ade the nim dey see after the one to come first and on ye be ya fashi he say cry and saka ye di na ya be so 12 star be star be
kafra menua ba kafra na mpacho mo fiti anajo wan na be sisa bre no mo mati bibi se bi eja ne hyase afiri ha na de sei na ekoba ye nti
top one 574 no buy no ka se tell mo de benji no mo susu ni kan obu ese ke stu obu opa no mo be yi oba no mo susu ni mo tu kan ne ba o be ye dey Ghana service
o mo de cars no sign e ba ho
kan ne be ya mo susu ni kan mo de kan ne be ye dey sasa ne du ye hono obu jina o makani so ma onyina e be be see obu na so de kan ni si o mo ma ti a me se
okay. Yate mu de afe na asem no asinti yenhwe na yenhu de ebeye na munkafra Debi wawie ye maye Debi enkasa sa Debi wawie ye maye why menkasa sa wate asem na aba yenhwe de ebekwa akosi why na mo adwadifo na nkasa nso won say ye ne abema yi maka say fire service for ne bedu wo kra na aka kwan yon befa so mo de be reganim ye nsedwa wa ha entena ha enye say monti ase makwan nam eno so adwin o mo de no kra na me ka me pen ya no yi okay wo de ye fama imana ye nhwe echi matimida say omo de na nka me pen ya no so apprato fire service for so fire service for dem de yetene da sa de obayi kan ne yetene da na de kunte yetene da sakra ye memu ne beba mo ho na imai
hello mami
ima won se no wo mo atumi adum bibia
Say no, one doom no, but if we see any a bank account, Oko airport station, outside the airport, or don't like that, no. It be at some kaka, still one more dasubu, and also one more doom no kaka.
Okay. Okay. Anti fire for any gusu or
Johnny there. If doom crack,
Joe.
Kaka to take it a ma, 1 year. Mammy cry, what the more kind of say. What he say? Eja ato ha achene shop ni na say amunu asabi wabuni
nsa obebu
wabuni nsa by force ayare ho sem wa ha
na imam pacha won so to ade wo cycle hobby
me pacha da bi mi pie ne ben e ho na esie no amunu ho na me tie na me buy na after tia fire service ke bia na buy
I see. Na imei yenya netia se mo amofie ben sa baby a edwadifo ne wo no mo so mo ka ho bi ya na illegal connections no a mo de homa toatoa afi mo fie ho no ma connect ama wo mo dwom ho ne ade no wa ho enti e ka ban kire kakra pe na peja
pe bi wa ha me bi tan say na okọ inside a o say oye electrician na me bi tan na wa ba inside da na o say wa ba mu da I'm just a long light system, many idea or wouldn't say, not you. And paying for no dia, but move a target, and paying for police for better, lawyers better, a mind paying for better. If you want, I answer be who you'll be at the market, you must see. Don't shake, sign a see a pen on a Yayaneta. You ain't not be back. Oh, sure, never be because of our ABA and I'm Nico. But only one cocker.
Ima also betumi aka te se wo say ya wan twe amfa wo fie ho ama wo mo a ho na te se wo so aka ho fam de no wa ima wa ya de ye da se why ye fancy ha na se dum jafo ne gusu a wo ho wo ho
ba cha wo mo da so wo ha
jo ye da se ye be sa ba wo ho bie wa chire why ye da se enti ye yankasa ye Ghana no se de ye peno no ena ye nua ba ne te asemi ne nsabuo nuru so a wabu ne nsa by force yi na ye yankasa ye Ghana no se de ye peno no ena electrician ni kire mu se a lawyer fo ba dwom ho betade fire service fo yi a ye from wo mo ba dwom ho betade penifo no nyina bi ba dwom ho betade enya me nwanwa kura se mrasebedwafo ne asoafo no ye no mu nyina ye te he ye nso ye kɔ ho cycle ho ye kɔtade nanso ye de bankyere ye ho saa ye se emfo obi aho nti emfo obi aho e na afo obi aho yi a ye te ho nti cycle e ho ahye so wonte ya ye bo amane e ho ahye nti se aban ma ne loan na ahye a aban so sika ahye because ye nyina ye ni ankɔ ho se ye nya ne saa ye hwe ne ye nya Ghana ne ye na ye ya ye dia ne nko besi abrabɔ de enye Bacha no pay ha na brama kwama me ne wosi e wa fisem komo twetwe so na meka wo se Kennedy digital satellite wo homa wo se ade bia sa obetie nwum wo be blende o kitchen ho o bedroom ho wo mo wo ho akade nyina a se wo frɛ wo mo a 0264 748874 and 0240 213 352 won sabeka won nipa ne nyina enkran ha de wa chiri kwan no omo ewo wager old barrier ho takra de Cape Coast takwa for so mo frɛ 0240 no 213 352 Kennedy digital satellite won beboa ama akade a wohia bia no say ye ofia na wonwuma mu no won sabetumi aka ebosua me ne wosi ha ama man hene kwabra sante e de mpensem mo dwumadie no ato a wo so medin de ma metra Diamond medase emwachi
So I'm saying, my main cow say, non kono pepe, the Jumedino, eba, neweya, and sa. I think that the topical issue now is about the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Krata Wachro, and then a response from the presidency. So, eba, quickly, ebe ko, na information minister Kojo Ponkroma o my inchiremu a free presidency aba na nso abusa no de Ghana for binim on eka Kojo match apom ti say well say yenya aye minister information quickly aye the free presidency oba no one ewa but ye bejibre akinkan e de amount. I'm sure say a lot of people so ono ehome ti say what really is happening as to whether yebenya nipa binim kra amoma kwhye sa officer e Ghana ye ka say the probably names abeto form na edini bia beto form no is interesting if we are saying so abeto form nyina no ebedi eye ho enkomo e wa hanum say na ya said ye be ya bibia betimi akọ kama. I'm trying to see through whether the president and I'll get it for all of us to see what the presidency is also saying. Sakrana, any minister, Kazabat. As I go through my main and I sponsors as Mr. All Properties. But you don't want to question because so much I say you come Mr. All Properties are property development, estate management, and which private sales. And I say all per se only on kita ho now that privacy in terms of Japadia or tone said the baby boakra moving intimacy and wasem Mr. All Properties ED Sedgman Eddie amount. For one was 0248 500 495 and 0500 042 966. Now to be known in Incomo. Here comes Mr. All Properties here jatu quality housing services just for you. One also I saw question kuso ana yedim pensim ebro and which so Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Ade a won ye nyina say yade bia aye krankro da so bia no bibia da no wodi wani e kire ho a won yi sa e haw ni nyina afi ho prekope e de ama Greenfield aye kan asemi wodi wani kire Nungwa Adogon last stop Estate Junction eho anabe yare bia okon enkono wodi kodan Greenfield on bebo one aside the nofo frasa ba edwaso ye bright garlic plus capsules and no dey yan say moja idi efusane oni peduanim no ebo ama bibia timi ko kama ana one aside bright soldier capsules nso aba ye no so ye no say ebo ama otin kase o ye be man kasa se osisi ye oya wapo no wapo so onya challenge o yo ba na awo ho nsem so no aye challenge ama wa bright soldier capsules nso ebo awo sa eye empemfeso so for one was 0243 983 906 and 0261 651 898 na timini won in kita ho na bibibia enko kama emfa emma if you other we also we are aware so when you are aware me bon kai say 25 years Adom praise we crowd here and they dey in them for the virtual into you know yeah new sika wada agia na say wo hwe phone so wo fie wo office wo to kam wo dwa so ba bia wo bia no mfie aduonu numa multimedia adwumaku no madaro mama e kwan amiatimi dia sommo eninti de bia da no Adom praise ehim esore nyame o kwan sonko so ebre na sa so biem na emom nsunsun abamu ebrewe ne se COVID-19 hihye enti enya numpo kra na anka trimpo ne se ade a we kwa den ke Perez Duma obi antua kapre but COVID-19 hihye enti no o betina ofie o betina office o betina baabi a ho adwudwu yi se wo trotro se wo taxi se wo wa o hyen oni ebushafo na watimi agebre na o hwe nyamesom fo sonko a nyamenyom tofo sonko a woni beto nyom sonko e de aboy nti hye no so Elder Meku MOG adwuntofo akese Rose J Celestine Donko Sisi Baby ana adwuntofo pi base ba abeto dwom nti baabi a obutu bia baabi a o hye bia no ebra Adom praise 25 years celebrating the goodness of God e dey bro no now so di asa baabi e be direct say bompai na bompai we be direct say you handkerchief na him no now we indeed emare fi say in the comfort of wherever you find yourself no and no ho nsem ana yebeka e wan si bakacho topical issue is about OSP office no and the personality ɛne ne nsɛm a watwerɛ abɛto abɔnten sɛ ɛne deɛ adwuma a aban de maa no ɔsa hwɛ aban through the president na namontuo bi a ɔtutututu a osu sɛ akwansideɛ ɛde ma no dwumadi a ɔdi nti hwebe ɛsɛ sɛ ɔde n'adwuma ɛto fam na afei ɔda Ghanafoɔ titiriw ɛne mampanyin ase sɛ ɔnya gyidie na yɛnya gyidie ɛwɔ mu sɛ ɛnɛ yɛde saa ɛyɛ office ne ma no yɛka sɛ deɛ is no more the special prosecutor but ɛno akyi no nso no nkɔmɔ ahodoɔ a Ghanafoɔ bi ne mu adi ɛfa papa no ho so no ayɛ nsɛm bebree wura Martin Amidu asɛm ana mekɛn adwenkyerɛ no akɔ pii bi nim sɛ ɔnyɛ bɛrima mu fi sɛ na ɔtumi bi a ɛkyerɛ sɛ obɛtumi di dwuma bi a obi nkosi ne kwan obi nso si nsɛm na ɔde tu dwa na ɔka sɛ ɛno nti amana yɛ nyinasoɔ ama no atwe ne ho afiri saa office ɛmu ɔha ɛtra ɛfiri sɛ wɔnyɛ nsɛm a ɛsɛ sɛ ɛkɔyɛ akwansideɛ anaasɛ ɛyɛ osi akwan ɛma ne dwumadi a ɔredi ebi nso sɛ ei New Patriotic Party amanyɔkuo no mobile abɔnten na mbɛka sɛ mɔko atia kɛtahyehyɛ ne prɔyɛ a sɛ na ayɛ te sɛ deɛ mo a monim kwan a mofa so a moyɛ de mo nneɔma basaa bi saa anoma akoko ne wakɔ akyire hɔnom wakɔ ho nsuo no aba atifi ntɛmpa bɛbisa sɛ wɔn a na ɛho nti ɛyɛ moayɛ mo ho sɛ mɔko tia kɛtahyehyɛ nso sɛ na ɛnyɛ anampapa anamutu again deɛ abɛtɔ nso ne sɛ papa yɛ firi hɔnom a that office needs to be filled nti wɔn ana ɛne ɔwɔ ɔman no mu a sɛdeɛ office na hyɛ nso deɛ si tie no obɛtumi atena saa office hɔ wɔde ne dwuma ama bibia atumi akɔ kama ɛde ama again the bigger question now is that Ghana and Kasa through our major political parties the NPP and the NDC and then yɛn as ɔman mufoɔ no yɛn in the quest to fight corruption no afei deɛ ayɛ lip service anaasɛ what at all or what do you think sɛ yɛbɛtumi ayɛ ama saa ɛhaw yi a abɛtɔ yi so yi ɛtumi firi because one of the major issues we have as ɔman ama yɛn mpuntuo ho nsɛm ayɛ biribi a ɛwɔ hɔnom ama yɛntumi nkɔ na yɛkɔ a ne asa aba yɛn akyi no ɛyɛ ɛko a yɛko atia ɛyɛ kɛtahyehyɛ ɛne ɛyɛ prɔyɛ nti nkɔmɔ no dɔɔso apart from mpanyinfoɔ a yɛtena se ne nyɔnfoɔ Collins owusu amankwa Menhyia North mmarahyɛ badwani ana afei ɛyɛ Era Broja Gyamfi wɔn tena se no nkɔmɔ no ɛdɔɔso bebree a megyere sɛ wɔn nso wɔayɛ wɔadwene sɛ wopɛ sɛ wɔne yɛ tena se ɛdi saa nkɔmɔ yi a ɛbɛtumi adi maame nkenkan krataa free office of the president also ɔnano yi a ɔno de ɛma ɛyɛ Era Martin Amidu. Resignation of appointment as special prosecutor. I refer to your letter dated 16th November 2020, pursuant to which he resigned your position as the first special prosecutor appointed in accordance with Section 13(3) of the Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017, Act 959, herein after the letter. But my key ones, Era Martin Amidu Erezian. I think that's the most important thing. Any new year, the presidency Ediaba. One, alleged interference with the independence and freedom of action of the special prosecutor. And here, the response is that at the outset, it must be made clear that throughout your tenure as special prosecutor, neither the president nor any member of his government has interfered or sought to interfere with your work. Indeed, it is noteworthy that in your letter to the president dated 16th October 2020, you stated in part, in relation to the novel nature of the report on the analysis of the risk of corruption and anti-corruption assessment of the gold royalties monetization transaction, hereinafter the Ejapa report as follows, and I quote, "This has been made possible by the courage and commitment of His Excellency, the President of Ghana, in redeeming the promise he made to Ghanaians when he was a presidential candidate of a political party to establish an independent anti-corruption statutory entity to make meaningful any real commitment to prevent and fight corruption. The Office of the Special Prosecutor Act 2017 at 959 established this office. The President ensured that in the teeth of strong opposition, the Special Prosecutor was able to have his way, to have included in the Office of the Special Prosecutor Operations Regulations 2018 LI 2374, the Prevention of Corruption Regulations, which to the best of my knowledge may be the first in Africa and meets international standards, best practices. And 2, again, in a recent 3rd August 2020 letter from you to Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, you stated in part as follows, and I quote, I have remained in this office this long out of personal respect for the President's shared commitment with personal respect for the President's shared commitment with me to fight corruption. It is therefore surprising that you will make the untenable claim that your resignation is as a result of the President's alleged interference in your work. What probably this is suggesting is that nipa bako oyo ho at a point in time osi mampenya montu ene utimpo ekesi ene yepe because mo pese mu nyina moko ketasehye ene proye na wasa twa ho biem osi mampenya wa ma wasa tumi wa ma wasa akwanya no ono asa beka nyoma oyeye no abeya akwansidie e dia ma office no so awon so occupy no so officer ama a certain power nyamampanyin bia nyamampanyin anaso bi biara na betimi aba wa akwa betwintwam se wadwuma wo ye no ade a oye osi akwan. Well, me to us no say at page 1 of the letter you claim that you had been convinced beyond reasonable doubt that His Excellency the President had a mistaken belief that you hold office as his poodle in substantiation of this allegation. But quickly, my main corner lawyer, Ejidita Maklo, also Enfa Nadrin Chiremra, Ewosa, Anu year, if he presidency, Akoma, Special Prosecutor Onubium. Lawyer Kwaba, know what saying?
Omahi, and Opa Major, so, Mechia, or Abuafone, Obiwes Ninabra.
Well, it came as a surprise to you, bro. Ira Martinami, Trocrata, cause and a Jumano de good form because of reasons stated.
Oh, that be. We will be a follow your Papa Martinami to the public service. It's obvious, open the writings on the wall. One will say, a bit more why from anti-establishment. Hello?
Me too.
You won't be higher from anti-establishment. And I say the other from non-conformists. Adebia obi hu no ebuneni egusono obi hu obeka. Enti ohwe ne public life from PNDC abreso eba NDC abreso na okay the responses emra e papa prosabo etro in the book now you could see say there has always been one form of confrontation with his colleagues or superiors or something. So that's it. Now omahi Sebiu, the power of an attorney general is a more superior power than a special prosecutor. So because the powers of the Attorney General flows from the Constitution. The powers of the Special Prosecutor flows from the Special Prosecutors Act. Now, here the hierarchies of law, the Constitution trumps over all other enactments. No need pay yet the Attorney General position cried the Amanda.
Yeah.
In a cozy saying. He ended up having a problem with his boss, his former lecturer, a man who even, graciously allowed him to be his running mate, meaning he could have even become, if he had won, he could have become his vice president. All in Ukraine, disagreement, and
correct.
Emma dismissal be proper, and for some of us in the NDC and as young people learning the ropes of politics, and yet this young farmer. And then he said, Omahi, and me who said, Ebia, be a town, and no be in Pewasama. I should not be quick in befriending that person. with a view say if you are mempe my hina semuntino. Once I'm who say so empe my hina semuntino. And then let me quickly become a friend with that person so I can do something against the FNO or Mahi. Oh yes, sir. The eto Heyman our Bible mono and a beto when you be. Can you imagine this critical time as an same way ever?
Bala, what's so critical about the time it will be so the resigning? Especially when you look at reasons for resignation.
Exactly.
But Osha, the response from the presidency. Now also aware obeying for a bambremu. Now say experience about Yamanyo Sema. Yeah.
Omahi, the Special Prosecutor Act makes me say a your man penny in a edebaye. It will make me say any baby and good. Onwana are sent into the law and my man be now Osha section 4 of the Act 959 a can say Nejuma oye no ma obia interfere with his work. Ma obia and direct no me bia and control no. Intina I say you creating a small quote unquote demigod within the executive structure. Okay. Na sekoba se sebu Attorney General Crown only to me from Article 88 crown. This kind of way no amount. Oma media from the beginning and I make answer. Me, I don't believe in the office of the special prosecutor. Wouldn't be here.
David.
My mama back was saying, wouldn't we say Papa Bright Equity? So we say no a special prosecutor.
Officially representing the interest of Ghana or in what capacity?
He was one time a special prosecutor of this republic.
Playing the roles and responsibilities of this current special
prosecutor. But Akwete. Not only that, when you say, yeah, Papa, never captain as a Sejima, when you say no a deputy special prosecutor.
So what's so special about this office of special prosecutor?
Exactly. That is why some of us from the beginning we said, look, in the 80s, Lee was special prosecutor, be a friend appear. You can't send and say, Uncle investigate, Cole's motor, so okay. Good. At the end of the day, wouldn't we say, he himself was prosecuted, wouldn't we say, no, can I call London? If Papa say, you see, and Crophobia associated with Cole's motors, 8 years ago, it's all the commercial bank account ever London. Intina bribery asama bam esa the difference means so offense no cry is you or Ghana. So even if it's an offense, it happened in London because that was where the deposit was done. Inti omuni hu kwan say ombe prosecution wo omaemuha. Inti ya experimented the issue of the special prosecutor before. It didn't work. But you see, I have always maintained that the reason for the establishment of the special prosecutor by President Akufo-Addo was not to fight corruption. It was not to fight corruption. It was for a sinister motive.
Lawyer Ejiri Tamaklo, I'm sure Sawokwana has already educated Mubia in law school on this matter. When we have an office, I specify a specific responsibility and act at the board. But we see the office. Now,
you in print, there, Ubehu said there's an office established by Parliament. But when you pan out at the end, the real motivation for doing that thing will be different from what is in print.
How do you determine that one is guided by rules and regulations? You only fit into
the American say, the choice of the individual.
Yeah.
Look, time at the buy and ye can say the way ya office no. Now acquire say it was tailor made for Martin. Look at how when the office was set up. Wouldn't we say office no move set up? Bill not by Martin I mean the truck criticizing the office. You guys, you have forgotten so soon. When the bill came out, he wrote a stinking article attacking the structure of the office. Now, Obia with Mitro article can say office now most at the crown or minimum dream. Kwaya more fast so the asset office no crown minimum. That was already the signals. He had in mind something else. It's Embra Yamame Gloria Kufu and nominating him. Oman Penin so accepting nomination now or they appointed no as special prosecutor. Some of us we knew the end from the beginning. We knew said this love story, no, it will end in a very bizarre way.
Well, I see. Me empower Cho say this is one conversation I'm a person came to us, and I'm hoping say.
But Minka be shortly.
Yes, shortly so that I can.
Okay, Oman Penny response now is almost 9-8 pages.
Yeah.
The significant thing, and they say, Oman Penny office and deny, say, at least through the chief of staff or council Behu Martinamidu. On deny also say on Sunday the 1st of November, on a Martinamidu Asia, or the one or two issues be added to the new. In the mind of the special prosecutor, conversation on Mampeni and no happy on that first day of November, Sunday, no, amounted to interference in his work.
Okay, it be here.
Only the special prosecutor. Also, the only country you are interfering in his work. On Mampeni say, I am not interfering. I mean, so the whole thing, and I say the conduct now, Mampeni are taking, which the presidency does not deny, even in their long response, is to cast the president in an extremely bad light. I've never seen this kind of indictment against a sitting president.
Well, you better one come away, so I'm sure. Say, exactly. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Let's just have a clue. The man for Collins Akwaba. I mean, my uncle said, "Minya Broja Jefiso." Akwaba Broja Bokodia.
Yanko Pandalma.
Campaign is saying,
"Oh, Ekoye.
Second coming and I'm
oh, Yanko Pon to Minty. NDC Beba Power. So, open election NDC. Ebeya de power asantimantemo Sabato.
This election, 2020.
Or the results never by no be home. Ebe to say
more seats.
Ebe to say NDC ahoɔden ɛwɔ 96 election.
More seats in Ashanti region for NDC or figures never cost.
Yeah, adwin say empese ebe kasa bebre. Empese adwuma na ɛwɔ fam no.
Ɛda no ho.
Ɛda no ho adi. But metimi aka kyerɛ say NDC nya less than 8 seats.
Less than
8 seats. Santimantem was high election with my
be mindful, baby. Out in the brow de Casas. NDC nya less than
8 parliamentary seats. Sabato ya Yokoma.
This is Ashanti region.
Abato who bear me.
Where Ashanti region?
Tina make a say, and per se be Casabe, a per se. Jumadie no aye di no edan ho adi. Ashanti region very fertile for NDC. Sabato.
Very refreshing for your party members.
Yeah.
Ashanti region.
And mebo party for ni na abaso. They are really working. Amoye adwuma pa. And Asante man so ababeti eniyama bi ase. Se
Asante man abeti eniyama bi ase.
Se sebi impredu asan. Enye ensamanfo na ehwe omo so to aba. Eye impuntu nyuma. Nti obi be gina ho se Victor Osu free ukrom na buzia efri ha anyway a
engabe you
na u pedwa untimi nkonya ne Victor Osu se o mesi dwama
ho na esi dwama
de o si dwama de na Victor Osu hweso e de to aba no e de join sa party no enye no ho ensunsanso na ye hu nei
I see
so ati na mecho na se buzia penso no na o party no nse na asenso de na ye koko
ene ya sesa
it's koko enunti na nipa bebre di akire fi se omo hwe koko akuafo eye niam eno ye buzi apenso se ne
osono
ne party no adane osono na ogu ko tietia koko akuafo nyuma so asai no a e kire say nka buzi akra te ase a
ka kokofo na
enye sa party we na nka obejon
political
nti esese wo hwe ne ebema wasetena matumpon o man be koyie eno na ye hwe so ato abasa afi
I see.
Nti I'm very, very positive about NDC performance or Santimantem.
I see. But me was a bit of worry because I was at a point I was as a about the Electoral Commission and the register. And was something about elections. You know, say, "Oh, baby, I would hear all this."
Minimpa.
Interesting.
Minimpa.
Because able to match out assembly this year.
I can't have say.
I don't so Mrs. Osebo Jene Philip Osebo Jene
monitoring kwan.
We nursing officer or Kwesiminti Government Hospital.
Now ofun come up.
Oh, Jawo. Jawo.
Otofu frana do ya.
We have not seen the woman kusu by or the city mark watching.
No, because it's on camera.
Oh, them so no the interest. Yeah, you feel good man.
Yeah, you are free.
No,
oh, yeah, my paper. Emrantia almost almost departing anymore. Ah, yeah, the omo akwa echira. Oh no, the minim de obeka.
No, make sure them moon na them.
No, there be nyam moon na them. No,
there be men for boapa.
There be, yeah. Minim de obeka ebe enso be wom.
Omahine. The cash obeka nyina dey
ojina chire onim. Omahine. Na ekoso region num class say.
Say ulu so election na ye yiwe firim dia. Say na Ghana for mo yi ora Mahama firim.
As who the sound for to ne badia.
See, how the sound for to ne badia. And I did the measure. Some of them incumbent MP. 6 January, and I'm a day.
You can do
every bet every year until the mission. Now, what for those so oh, yeah, Nina.
Send about 20 coin and go for fees away free parliament.
Mr.
Go for fees.
Only ignorant on the measure. Do know, say a church room. Now, penfo so do ano do nwure bi nwo me nua broja na ka me hwe afutu a ode man no ne nsem o kotena mo fidi kese so asempa kan ye edo nyame nyina owie obi entwa ne ti ote ha no yofunu boni nim se masa ono ane boss ora yamin betena ha ne woto nchia de ne fon nyina to so asem na amemu no ye ntwa ne ti anopai wasa nyakokodro man nkro for false hope say omo beji nkonwa mako nwotwe e wasante mante
amamusa ebe ne wanwan yie wangase obegya amanyo wangase obegya haba say ebe ye ne wanwan yie amanyo se ma ye
amanyo man kase nwotwe mpo
o say
wante na mekan
so less than
eh timi kase nwotwe
ye kakwa ne yeti o say
na wo so dia ne ma ye mon show kese me say
o man nkro for
false hope ka bie ma
na minim bia na voter region asem no ka
say Asante Mantem
wake up from your slumber because Asante Mantem
yeah
I want to put it on record
less than 8 parliamentary seats
Asante Mantem there be NDC na way since 1992 awie we on very poto
47
awie we ye tantan because we have a project ye execute na sebi Asante Man nimde enye wo na beba betina beka kire yen de yenye over the years yenim asetena pa MPP aban ne yatena eni mpuntu nyuma MPP aban e de abra Asante Man enye propaganda. The other time I was on radio with the communication director Sami Jemfi officer Emma me den me mano 24 hours say omo mame high profile projects was Asante Man mu NDC initiated and completed. The emphasis is man initiated and completed. Not a single project.
KJT market one. Tafo market one.
Please, Mr.
Also, member of Tafo market.
You don't know what you are saying. You don't know what you are saying.
Oh, to us, maybe I was from
okay. Initiated and completed.
Obusao say, who party no? I was Asante Mantem. The kra mona mo shas ye kra.
Yes, completely.
Tafo market.
Tafu market, let me tell you.
Asawase market.
Tafu market. What about
Tafu market.
Tafu.
Asawase market. Tepa Town Rose.
Tepa.
Bekwai Town Rose.
Bekwai. Okay.
Asem o kanyo nim ni okeka. Omo hene.
Minim de make kan so.
Nim ni akeka. Tafu. Any another market akan ye no.
Another Asawase market.
Asawase market na o kan ye nyina. Happen under Mama Pat any ye bibia. Unim ni akeka.
Wa bodua na dane.
It was Mama Pat. Emro ye care the boss.
Wa bodua na dane.
Ena tie omo hene.
Hey.
Oh.
Mama Pat ye care me boss.
Ana ye de project ye de satellite market project.
Wa bodua na dane. Man yes man kasa.
Brother, what do you try?
We are parliament.
Brother,
Asante man temo mo he. Brother. Osumpacho yenko
we say Madam Patricia PJ or ye KMA boss. Ana ye de satellite markets project. Eba ye say ye person decongest Kumasi. Mind the Kumasi was created for little over 250,000 people. But as we speak, more than 2 million in the Kumasi contain. Not just a city no crowded. So in order to decongest
honorable member of
Parliament. Oh please, mommy educate you. You don't know what you're saying. Hey, I want to what maintain. So what you did what you did they say move free northern region eba through Mamponi ade no I was see etiminya market e wotafo I bet me absorb some
northern region you free na Mamponi ko northern region
oh to boss ye nyina ye Kumasi ma
na northern region na Mamponi ko northern region
awda to boss ni wi
on central which one kasa power to
onim no kika
northern region yan fa Mamponi ko
broja
etitafu market en fa northern region
Ada na wote sa
northern region fonti and ye so amidwa NDC na ye so market ultra which you try
broja to boss
ye ko srem ye na Mamponi na ye ko srem
ye nam so run about na ko train to boss
broja
to boss
o say
calm down
me see onko fa magazine and now coffee touchman now branching ko baby
no say Mamponi
me ba
northern region for then on possible o say ultra which
man can say broja man can say
Tepa Rose, muna mfiti ase.
Maniti broja.
Mumu ba chadia ba kwa mayama santimai. Ba ku
broja.
Not a single project. Broja na mu mayama
santimai. Broja sem no.
Ana na kasa de ene so kasa bi mo.
Kachira ne say. Northern region u ko srema enya Mamponi na afa. Kachira no.
Onim ni okeka otie. Onim ni okeka. So de meche no. O se wo ko Northern region. Obetimi afatafo akọ.
Akosi
mani wie na sem o de me musara sem enya wo de no mani wie
ukosrema o be fatafo akosi adwira
me pa ko fatachima
nkosi no akosi kintampo
me pa cha wo timi fatachima nkosire
de tachima na be fa I don't know the fatachima
etu ukosrema
what is
the be fa Mamponi akosi adwira afa nkransa ansa na wako le wona be fa akosi
broja
what trama ho ada
o fa drama ngo
o de mane koso
ewanchi a
o de mane koso nko
enya sere masem
o ko wanchi afatafu
mami nkasa ada na otesa what is this
na broja de o ye de
uni nkana hatanya
mane koso
me kasa mo kire before say Mama Patricia o ye tell me boss
wanchi kwan datafo honorable Collins o sama nkwa headline
tafu na nya one constituency
o de ko
unim ni akeka o ye later day say they don't even Kumasi
mimi ye later day
what do you know about Kumasi
mimi ye later day
me kasa mo chama
don't ever think say when your opportunity akọ parliament unim nyansa che obi nobody is a later day say mimi ba man yo say
broja
mimi be ya man yo say no
broja mimi give you for organizer
I be chere kwan
me give you for organizer now we need my dear friend politics stop it and let me talk
oga so be member of parliament say just unim nyansa che obi
I don't know say
etina ya two free so etina be ka say semu kwan eda Mamponi
broja
fa na wo fa Mamponi
broja Mr. Papa is the hotel. That was maybe 4 5. Na mo so bon kan kwa.
O man no de
ko. De
kosu.
Broja Jamfi. Kawa no tum.
Mr.
Tepa Town Rose and
why are you doing this? Yes, and o man kasa.
O de kosu Tepa Town
Rose. And throw na mo twetwa.
Na 4 projects.
You are exposed.
What
can
control?
Me say.
On table. Obama di throne na oka no. What ima jibe.
On table. Initiation and completion. On table. What table? I made a statement. Let me.
Where the name before them. Or see.
Me say. And this me there.
What
me moment tie some of the kind me say high profile projects okay
into the chiremu you picture chiremu
ana ko ka kejeti na msi kejeti ano mu na mu initiate ye ba nya mu na mu complete ye because the chene nya na baba ye
kejeti was completed and
so
why are you complaining
go
please etina me say o ma me one afede o say the high road onim ni o keka Bekwa fo gusu epe kwan a ye gusu a ye kwan bebre. Bekwa town roads ko he asphalt a ye hwego. Unim ni akeka mo detroche. Me say mama single high profile project in Ashanti region. Mo na mo initiate here. This affair project amoka na obi ani say a president ko 4 time Eurojet the invest projects. I call farm from Egypt. Am be yes our project. Ye bi o salaga ye bi on krahina. You don't know what you are saying. Mo detroche there bia tra santimine. Eti di America and they say, "Oh my honey." Asemu American yes, mama part. That time, no, the concept was that you perceive decongested Kumasi. Enti yenye atonsu market. Sani ebeya nipa omu ebi free. But wait, my pass it through central region. Afa essence kwan stress kwan so no. Ede eko abono ni adiade no. Omo be fasa enclave no. Omu drew atonsu omu beka
high school junction no mo gina.
Please, you don't know what you are saying. And you're free of buying, you're free of buying. So it tells you that you were not the one initiators of projects, MPP are buying. And it's about the 2 hours, and the church say, as someone made it too, was a dear and initiative, and would be complete and complete. And ultimately, mammy be. Oti Hoya knew who yet the day or her Ekasa.
If this is your argument,
what is this?
Hold on, it's no news. Because a man, a chassis, bra. You did 92 by any see by enemy. What about 2 obedience so the Akasa Jabba so body? On also about 2 days, so I can say the Jabba. But if it's about initiation of a program, a project, and completion, you know very well that major projects be difficult to complete within 1 standard of office. Actually, the old one who are dealing with 2 minutes be because bam. No way.
So it will be disingenuous. On a spot, so better na have a case a dear na massa.
Oh, but of course, or case, Patroti, or case, obey didn't say in the book say, and it is true, say, when they were exiting, apart from the more regional minister, because a car park, a Cromusi, Kejitiana, car park, a baby park, and all those, you know, Kejitiana. One of the challenges that this administration, you claim that they left behind. Was the issue of car park, any demarcation of stores.
Let me put it on record. Let me remember.
That's what I'm saying. So you know.
From day one, and I make us almost detro. What happened is say, okay, 101. Nana Kufuado buy a KJTR market, a redevelopment project, second phase, or Ora Mahama, and a Babaye first phase. Now what I'm saying is say, we and one complete.
Owie and one complete.
And I'm just say, Owie, sir, I said, please.
Also, Owie and one complete.
Broja, may say, first phase, you know, first phase, no Ramahama,
Owie and one complete.
Was it completed? I don't know how to do.
So
what I'm saying is, I'm not going to buy it. Not to buy it. Everything in 8 years. Granted, and this in your 8 years. For the first phase, MPP, Nana Kufuado almost 4 years. Utie, Nana do so a yes second phase. It is on that score no. Mahama ye back on Nana so a ye back on Masantamai.
O mine.
It in no who take credit to
KJT as second phase.
Bruja.
Baby uncles, no, man, crime, my name is Chantro. KJT as second phase.
I know now.
Kufuado.
KJT as second phase. Okokumasi.
Let me
Okokumasi marketer.
Baby uncles.
Ya first one. Ya first one. Ya
first.
Oni ni akeka.
Iti o de ma me personal.
Oni ni akeka. Kodwanu mu na
Wadaruma Bruja. Wampa. Na so nyina Ekumasi boys. Men yet said there. Man fra for it ya.
O mine.
KJT as
Central market. Who did trust second phase? A central market.
Exactly.
Me can't tell you.
What is this?
I don't know kind of pressure.
Me can't tell you.
No, you
do central market see ya. And get the 4 how mudiga.
And trust something
anything for first phase of KJTR project no. Ye evacuate omo e wo KJTR nyina. And you see Tafuda.
That was a poor
planning. You see Atonsuda. And until you see Swamija. And until you see Asamasiga.
And the project.
And until you see race course. Send your baby the phone benya baby ako near Timia. Many will say, oh, come to my doma and to my just what a mile or how moton. See this man. What's who see second phase? And you did our Sunny see second phase.
Onim
they are tossing me.
Onim ni okeka. O man ni
Confanotia. Ultra Modern Eye Center, West Africa in a
the emergency center,
Ultra Modern Eye Center.
Stop what you are saying now.
NC or Fitias whatever. And DC, I ye Biama Santimai, where John Mama call a Santin Horntro. And near my way in our boss. Or show Manacasa. A Kufuado Koyan, only the Okokan. When tomorrow one project away.
On kind of credit.
What's why 1,100 and something projects.
And projects now. Projects are mine. You're spreading across. Nana Kufuor the projects. You're spreading across. You're spreading across.
Only the country.
And say projects. You're spreading across.
On my way, a move 700. When Timan come back, when Timan back, a figures no cocaine.
Okadia figures.
John Mahama say. District assemblies project are almost.
So I mean now look at projects I am.
On Jim Fan can who be a man call for both chairmen and confess one.
Stop it.
One some and yet toilet is here.
It appears and you clueless. And yet
I don't 8 feet now me kind now you show there nyabutre. Na ebe more than that.
Force of na man crofo.
Unim. Enye toilet ho asem na ye ka.
Bekwai hospital for the records nyam na.
Enye o say
Bekwai.
Mo de keka mo records no. Mo nya careful.
Man butre. Bekwai.
Oh,
Bekwai hospital was initiated by President Kufuor. NDC ne be wie Bekwai.
Now you are running away.
He has accepted
it. NDC ne be wie Bekwai hospital.
Ante bro. Na me ka cheze.
The initiation completion Infidi edi begum dia be adwuma. Eno na Kufuor ado abe.
Where do I?
Enu mpo ya yete so no ye de ehun agreement ko parliament ye gitu mu a ye de bosin ekoto mfidie ndi aba.
Okay.
Dia na waya ma santima.
Unim ni akeka.
Muna nanom. Ene support we ni ade.
Support interchange MPP na ye. Support interchange MPP na ye.
Otie. What's the support interchange?
Messi support interchange MPP.
Sa. Sir,
as a
initiative a complete year.
As a free touch, MPP na
we are facelift. We are true for power.
Unim ni akeka. Unim ni akeka.
Omane. Oh, me
we don't be able to encroach na mu ditro.
Sesi ayati oman mu.
Records be na wo asanteme mu.
Mampani Akufo Addo no anadanfo. Ohoti ni Martin Amidu. Oso ntime ne Akufo Addo nya adwuma.
Omane say ye constant issue so amame hu.
So that now time in anam Martin a ono ye ohoti ni anadanfo ne Akufo Addo. O se krono ne keta asehye nti ontime ne nya adwuma biema. Ghana fo ne ebetimi ne Akufo Addo aye adwuma. Say Japan deal ye ho asema ba nyina no. Eye niema mienu pe na sese Ghana fo ye. Ye di kan esese ye to abama parliament NDC for doors wo. If we say sa krono no eye NPP MP sa honorable Collins Osuaman Kwati o kan bi na o mo je sa krono ni tu. Yesi yan san fan ko bi so o doors a on be san age atum.
Nti Haruna so krofo no
di. First step. Unim say NDC for sorry PA. E wa Japan deal.
Is that what you are saying?
The NDC said that corruption.
So your members on the finance committee no omo ya krofo.
And omo sorry for
NDC members on the finance committee
not part of it.
Jajamo and Adom no omo ya krofo. Is that what you are saying?
The second point
ye say ye ko enim no.
Ye be to ba yi.
Me ba ntwe boss. Ye ko enim no. Your highest.
Broja, okra oye to bottom new. Nobody is asking. Please. To bottom new like you.
Please.
What is this?
Useless.
Please. You never deserve. Please. You never deserve one day.
You are competitive like you.
Broja.
Who even gave you that? You have an insult
useless
parliament.
Like Broja. You didn't deserve 1 minute of the people of Mesiano. So
Broja.
More intelligent than you. Okay. You can't come here. What the hell did you do? Ghana, any member of parliament. So you should address now what you have. Retract and apologize. Retract and apologize. Martinami do ask conclude. You sit corruption. Who can be as I see a 2 in free MPs no free parliament. The majority in parliament in the name of NDC. What is it now? You want to indict members of parliament? What is this? What is this?
Don't talk rubbish. Let me tell you. What you are saying, you are finding ignorance associated with arrogance. Useless man. You don't know what you are saying. You have an emphasis to insult members of parliament.
Okay.
Who burnt up?
Members of parliament who are useless like you.
Petitive like you. To bottom me like you.
Man.
To bottom me like you.
Parliament.
Aaron said now we are not craha.
Okay.
You are not working. Honorable
Collins.
You can say national television and insult members of parliament. Working experience. Check my records. Who you invest in parliament?
Check my records. Who name me?
I've worked with information service.